Hello. What's happening, everybody? Gooniac here on another one of them fabulous Wednesdays. Getting on here to chat some RC with y'all into some other of the goofy happenings. But I wanted to get on here for sure and converse with my peoples a little bit, just because supposed to have fun with the RC and supposed to enjoy yourself, and even if we're just chatting it up and being stupid, we're gonna do it anyway. So I did want to come up with a few topics, and I didn't because I got sidetracked with a very cool airplane flying over and doing laps over my house. So we're just going to talk about the F-35 teardown today. But we had a P-8 Poseidon that was doing laps around my house, so it was kind of cool, and we were able to get some good video and photos of it. And it's very cool seeing that. It's like a military 737 with cool funky wingtips and all that other cool stuff. So I got to see that. But first thing I want to do is say what's up to all my peoples that have been in here chatting for quite a while before this thing even started. So let's get some shout outs going, and then we will get into the show. But let's see what was going on, because we had people here in a long time, up here for a long time. So we had Chris. Big Chris was here first, very early, at like what it says 5:29. So that's pretty early. He was here earlier today, which is cool. Thanks for being here, Big Chris. Jeff in Laura, Alabama was here also. I know it's late over there for you guys, but thank you for being here when you were here. If you still are, hopefully you still are. So let's see. I don't need for it to be that loud. Who else do we got here? We got Mr. Donston Henry. What's up, Donston Henry? How you doing? Lionel Randall. What's up with you? Thanks for being here. And yes, I do like the 80s funk. Who else is here? JCB67 is here. What's up with you? And there's my twin, Miss Naughty Princess. She is my exact twin. We were born on the exact same day, exact same time. But what is up with y'all? I don't know. Why does this thing keep turning up? I don't want it to go up. Or is it just my... I don't know what it is, but it's going up. I don't like it going up. Stay down. What's up, Miss Tina? Howdy, howdy. Thank you for being here. This is my nerd out stuff. So let's see here. What's going on? So that's what I see for right now and what's happening with y'all. But thank you for everybody being here. This music gets getting annoying. I'm gonna turn it down because it's not supposed to be doing that. Keeps going up. I don't want it doing that. So we're gonna put it there and be done. But so what we're gonna do today is tear apart my busted up F-35 that met its demise a couple years ago when I was trying to fiddle with the landing gear way too low, got it stalled, and did a spin down into the ground and munched it. I had a lot of time on it. It had been flown quite a bit, so it's not like, you know, it hadn't been worse for wear already. I already had one incident before that, so it was a little bit munched in the front, and now since it did a inverted flat spin into the ground, it's pretty much dead. I mean, I could fix it, but I'm past that, patching planes up and flying them that way. I would much rather buy a new airframe. And guess what? That's what I did. So I bought the new Xfly 64 millimeter. What do you call it? 64 millimeter F-35 from Xfly. Why is it getting louder? I don't want it getting louder. So you guys let me know. I have background music playing, and I don't want it to be too loud. But if it keeps creeping up in volume, I'll just turn it off. If I just hear myself talking, it drives me crazy. So I like to have a little music in the background. But if it's annoying, let me know. So anyway, I have the new Xfly version of the F-35 coming. It should be here in the next couple days. But it was fairly surprising to me that it had all of these cool features and it's still just a 64 millimeter. So it is on the way. It's now, here's the biggest upside to that plane is the fact that it's got a housing that's big enough for a 70 that can fit in there with no modifications. I think the only mod you're going to need is another ESC, which is no big deal. I've got all that stuff anyway. But let's see if I can pull that up really quickly. Where is it? How come it's not showing me my stuff here? But anyway, it's totally new plane. I like the paint scheme. I like the fact that it's got LEDs. I don't know how much different, what the size difference is compared to the Freewing, but let me see if I can pull up some specs here and see. But we'll talk just a little bit, and then I'll switch over to the other camera so you can see me yanking some of the stuff out of this plane. So let's see what the specs are. So it says it's 1,100 millimeters long and 750 millimeter wingspan. So I don't know what the Freewing is, but we about to find that out right now because I'm gonna look it up. Now I'll get back to the chat. But my voice is a little weird today too, so I don't know why. But we're gonna figure it out either way. Airplanes or jets. Then I want to pull up. I've had really good luck with my F-35. It was a little bit hard to get used to, but once I did, I mean, it's been a blast. especially since I put an 80 millimeter fan in there, and and it's supposed to be a 70, so it just made it even better. All right, so let's see. The wingspan is 820, and the wingspan on this one is 750, and the length is 1210, and the length on this one's 1100, so it's a little bit smaller, which is good. I got no problem with small when it comes to EDFs, that is. That'll work out just fine for my liking. Let's see what we can put on there. I don't know. See, this is just weird. It's doing strange things. Anyway, let's see what's on the chat. What's up, Fred Barron? How are you doing? That's what she said. Victor, I don't have that problem, but let's see. Fred Barron. Who else? Cool. But so yeah, it's just a little bit smaller, which is fine, especially since it's going to be on a 70 millimeter airframe. It's going to have a 70 fan, so it should have a lot more punch than the original, which is a 64 millimeter 2300 kV outrunner, which is not. I mean, it's going to be a decent amount of thrust, but it's not going to be enough. I have a 5200 that will work great in there. For 70, which is perfect. 5200 is great. That'll give me lots of flight time. The nozzle is much better. Take a look here. I'll just put it in the chat for y'all to see. Get out of there. But take a look at that. It's in the chat right now. It is pretty cool. Not bad. You can get it from a couple places. Banana Hobby selling it here in the US. $269.99. Free shipping if you're in the US, and if you're in California, you got to pay tax, and it'll end up being about $300, $295 and change, something like that. Maybe a little bit more depending on your tax rate. I got mine from AliExpress, and price ended up coming out to be about the same, and the shipping times will be roughly the same. I didn't want to wait. I ordered mine before they had theirs in stock, so all good in the hood. But let's see here what else is going on. Yeah, so it's just slight difference in size. But the biggest difference about the Xfly is the landing gear. The landing gear is pretty impressive. Full metal. And they have slow actuation, so instead of just zipping up and down, they actually go up and down more like the real thing, which is cool. It has a hole in the bottom, just like the Freewing does, but it has a grate over it, which is good. And if that grate's too much, I'll just pull it out and it'll be even better. But yeah, so it should be a cool little plane. Looking forward to it. But in the meantime, I've got this other one here that needs to be disassembled. I have parts in there that need to go to other things or just be taken out, because I've gotten to the place now where if I crash something bad enough, I'm just gonna pull stuff out and give the airframe away and let somebody else take care of it. I know that might sound lazy, but I've rebuilt too many planes. I don't want to deal with it. If you saw my hangar, you'd understand why. Just to get to this plane, I had to move 8 boxes out of the way so I could get to it. And those are 8 boxes of airplanes that need to be assembled. So, yeah. But anyway, we're going to get some tools and yank some stuff off of that. And then I'll try to keep up with you guys in the chat and see what else is going on. I don't know if Just Bastion it was on, because usually she's on before me, but I didn't see anything. But anyway, I know that Pilot Ryan was on. I think FMS was on too, so there might be some other people from there, and maybe more people will pop in later. And if they don't, it doesn't matter. I just want to be able to hang out and chat with y'all and run my mouth and talk about some of this goofiness with RC. Now, the main thing, did anybody see anything new come out this week? I don't think anything else came out. I know we've got a Fly Fans F-22 that's coming out too. And that is also available through AliExpress if you guys don't feel like waiting for it. The cool thing about AliExpress is that I've noticed is that they have several different people selling the same things, so you can go figure out which one you want to buy from, and sometimes there's a big difference in price. So it just depends on how you want to do it. But there are ways to get a good deal on some of this stuff. So just depends on what you want to do. So take a look there, or just go to Banana Hobby. Banana Hobby doesn't have everything yet. They're going to have stuff little bits at a time, and I don't know if that's because of this tariff weirdness or if it's just because of their supply chain. I know some stuff fell off the docks down in SoCal, so I'm not sure if that's affecting anything. But yeah, I don't see the Flyfans F22 on there yet, but the F22 is coming as well. That's going to be fairly well equipped for what it is. So yeah. Cool. So your Xfly comes Friday. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a new erratics. I know that Donson's right. There's an erratics. Not my type of plane, but that is out there, which is cool. And that's funny. Yeah, she always says, hey, at least you admit it. So yeah, so that's cool. Banana Hobby, I have to give them credit. They've really come a long way as far as their shipping and customer service goes. I've ordered a few things from them in the last couple of years. My T7A was from there. I got my Alpha Jet from there, or did I get my Alpha Jet from Hobby King? Got my Alpha Jet from Hobby King. But I've gotten quite a few things from them. I just picked up a MiG-17 from them. Showed up with no issue. Showed up quickly. So you know, there's lots of places out there. You don't have to buy everything from one place. I know some people like to stick to one, and that's fine if you want to. If you feel like spending a little bit extra time looking for some other stuff, there are other ways. So it's entirely up to you. But Banana Hobby is a good spot. They have most of their stuff in stock. They're starting to get some really expensive airplanes, though. I mean, $3,500 airframe for an F-16, a $5,000 airframe for an F-18. So yeah, they're and what $5,100 JAS-39. So they're starting to get some big expensive models in there. So, but they have things. But then you can go all the way down to $129 and get something. So they're kind of covering everything, which is great. Can't knock them for that. So a little bit of everything, which is always good. So but I'm getting my Xfly. Should be here soon. I'm hoping either it's at 26, which should be Friday. It might be Friday. Yeah. So we'll see. Should be showing up around then. But and yes, but mine's from Banana Hobby as well. No, not from Banana Hobby, but I ordered it before Banana Hobby had it. Yeah, those turbine airframes are ridiculous. But hey, it's all depends on what you want to do. I'm not gonna knock it. Everybody has their own niche and what they want to do, niche, however you want to say it. But turbines, I don't want to do that. I'd rather spend the money on something I can really do something with, like an actual car, or something more tangible than an RC plane. I do RC strictly for fun and strictly for my own stress relief and enjoyment. And I don't want it to become a headache. I don't want it to be painful if something crashes. I just want to be able to crash it, move on. Basically what I did with this plane. So what we're going to do, I'm going to cut down the camera, but I will leave the mic on. And I'm going to go set up the camera over there because I'm using my phone to do that. And it's really close. And rather than shut stuff down, I can still yammer and talk while I'm doing this part of it, because it's not that far away from the computer, my desktop. But we can set that up fairly quickly and get this going. But I have to set up my other mic. Okay, so now I've got to test this. No, we're not using that. How are we gonna do this? So I have to get this other mic going. I'm not gonna use my phone, because if I use the phone, that will not be conducive to what I'd like to do. So let's go to Bluetooth. We will connect there. Yes, we have connected. Testing. There we go. Okay, that's working. So I'll turn that off for now. We'll leave that on. And then get this going. Oops. I don't want y'all looking at my head, my big old head here. So let's go to settings. Get the camera set up right. I don't want y'all looking at me. How ugly. You don't need to look at me anymore. Back camera. There we go. Okay. So there we go. So I have the other mic on. Now we're going to switch. All right. So let me know if y'all can hear me okay. I just switched to a different setup. And that's my crash plane. You can see the wrinkles on it. So let's get in there and get some of this stuff done. So the thing is, I'm not afraid to spend the money on the turbine. I'm not afraid of it. It's just it's taking the joy out of it. You start spending more money, next thing you know, things start changing the way that they are. Something about it changes. Just don't know exactly what it is. But as you can see, this plane got munched pretty good. It went in inverted, and an inverted flat spin, and it dinked the wing pretty good there and there. The front is really bad. See under there too. This is all, I mean, it's not terrible. This is definitely fixable. I could for sure fix it. I just don't want to. So I'm not going to. What I plan to do is I'll set it up for somebody and I'll leave all the parts, because all the parts are here. There's that's a little piece of the canopy. There's the canopy there. And there's more of the canopy here. So there are ways to fix it. But like I said, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to. So what I'm going to do is pull it apart here, salvage some of the parts. I'm going to leave the servos in place. I'm not going to mess with those. One of these looks like back here. One of these broke. Can't really see it. One of the hinges broke here, which is not that big a deal. That thing came off. But we're going to take out some stuff. Let's get the fan out of there. So this plane was modified by me. I upgraded it. It's supposed to be a 70 millimeter. The airframe is made for 70. For the Freewing 29 millimeter outrunner, inrunner, was supposed to go in here. That was a good setup. It's actually pretty good for what it was. And the plane was actually pretty quick. It didn't have very much vertical performance, but it had a pretty good top speed. So I used that for a while, but I just felt that there was more that I could get out of it. So I don't know if I've actually shown this before, but here we are inside of it. What I had to do, this is one of the most important things that most people forget. When you put a new fan in here, you have to make sure that this fan isn't going to be blowing into a foam piece, which hurts your thrust. So I made sure to trim that out in a way where this is flush, or so that it would just go in there and everything would work great. So the only issue, I could have gone a little bit bigger on the exhaust side, and that would have helped a little bit with low end thrust, but I didn't have a chance to actually go through and make any changes or modifications after the crash. So you can do that with either another airframe or with something else. So I'm going to take all this stuff out. So this is a hybrid fan. Hybrid meaning I've taken different pieces from different things to make it work. I'll take it out so you can see. It's got the burner on there too, of course. It's an Xfly housing, which is the better of the housings, believe it or not. Let's see if I can get these things out. I don't have any pliers here. There's something close. So we're going to grab the screws out. There's pieces of wood here that hold the motor mounts. Those actually came loose too from the crash. It was a low altitude crash, probably about 300 feet. And I got it into this flat spin. Could not get out because I was way too low. So let's see, let's pull that out. So it does have a burner on it. This is one of the newer burners, as you can see. Actually cleans up the airflow pretty good and makes this thing work really well for what it is. Let's see. Get the burner out of there so that's loose. Okay, so tape on there. I always tape my connections just to be safe. With the higher power setups, especially once you go to 6S, sometimes you have to worry about arcing. So it's better to just remove it. I mean, to insulate it so you don't have any issues when you get to full power. Because brushless works somewhat like an AC motor, not totally, somewhat like an AC induction motor. Can't see where this comes loose. There we go. Okay. Off of there. Big hands don't always work very well, not in situations like this. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's talk about this fan. Pull that out. This fan is an Xfly housing. I like those because they have a lot more lit, which helps with the Venturi effect. This rotor is an FMS from the 2100 kV. You can tell by this spinner. And then the motor is actually the 2100 kV motor. So this is actually a really good setup. Now, the benefit to having the 2100 kV motor in this setup is that it helps with the Venturi effect. It keeps it from making so much noise. Noise on an EDF means turbulence. So with it set up this way, a lot less turbulence, which when there's less turbulence, there's more thrust. So this thing was a rocket ship. It was really good. I prefer to have the new 36mm motor in there, and I'll probably try that with something else. But, there we go. That's the first part coming out. This is going to go on another plane. I don't know what yet. If I get the FMS F4, which I'm looking at right now, it might go into that. So, see here inside all the work that I had to do to get that fan to fit in there. I had to do lots of sanding through here. I had to change the motor mounts right here. I had to cut them in half pretty much, and then make my own to get all that stuff to fit. It's 100 amp ESC. I'm not sure if their stock one came with 100. If it did, no, I think it did. No, I had an airframe. So the airframe only was a slightly different setup. So I had the plane for a couple of years, so it's not like it crashed right away. I had it for a while before there were any issues. So it felt bad crashing it, but it wasn't the end of the world. There's still plenty more time. I had plenty of time on it. So don't feel like I lost out on anything by crashing it when I did, because it did a lot with it. Lots of formation flying, lots of just crazy flying. So it was good. Plenty of time with it. So let's get this 100 amp ESC. This is a Freewing 100 amp ESC. These are really good ESCs. I have a whole bunch of these and I'm going to use them and stuff. I don't think this stuff harmed. You don't need a UBEC on these, but I had it wired that way anyway, because these have a UBEC built in. Bulletproof. I never had any radio problems at all with this plane. So this was great. I had 11RX in there for the receiver. And that had been in here in two planes. I had my the original one that I had from back in a couple years back. Had 11RX in it. This one's busted. Can't use it again. The antenna was broken off, so this is going to get thrown away. But it did its job. Never lost signal. I might hold on to the satellite, but satellite's probably still good. But I don't think anything else. I know for a fact that this is not good because the antenna was busted off. That's not worth taking the risk. But these work really good. If it wasn't broken, I'd probably put it in something else, because that's not what caused the crash. So I think that might be pretty much all that I take out. Because I want to be able to give somebody the airframe so that they can do what they want with it. So the ESC's there. You're not the ESC. I'll leave the retracts. I won't take them out. I'll put everything there, and I'll put it all together in a way where if people decide they want to put it back together, because there are people that like doing that sort of thing, I'll let them do it. But it's not going to be me. I don't care to do that. It's not my cup of tea for this one. I don't know where the screws went. Where did they go? I don't see the screws. That's all right. So we're going to put it back together, these little bits, and then hopefully the next person to get it will do something with it and continue to enjoy it. My last one, I did the same thing. I didn't crash the last one. I just got rid of it because it was a little old and tired. So, oh, there it is. There's one screw. Where'd they get? Oh, there they are. Okay, got both. Okay, so let me put the screws for the motor back in there first. Plug it the other part. Just gotta set it in there because it's not really it's nothing to hold it in there. I'll get back to the chat in a bit, guys. Oh, that's gonna fall out. That's all good. It's in there. Just go in. Do that. And then I'll put the cover back on. Or cowl, whatever you want to call it. Motor cover. That goeth there. That goes there. Kind of hard to believe I got an 80mm fan in there, huh? All right, that's done. That's done. Keep the nose cone right there. I would take out the retracts if I was going to salvage the whole thing. But like I said, I think somebody would probably want to put this thing back together. So let's just let them do that. Everything still works. There's just a little bit of an issue back here, which could just be glued back in place. This thing was fun. Somebody else will enjoy it. And I think that might be it for that. So let's see. And that's exactly it. It's going to be donated. I think that's going to be it. Leave it there for a second, and then we will go to the other camera. So, be right back. So, here we are. It's getting a little toasty in here too. Sheesh. We've had some really weird, humid weather here. We had some rain today. It was in the 90s, 90, 95, 100 degrees at one point. The humidity was really high. And then today, temperature dropped down to about 80, but the humidity is still crazy high. And then we had rain. So, yeah, it's been crazy. Should be dying down tonight, though. So let's see. We had some more people show up. So who else came in? Randy Living Good showed up. No, this is not today. This is from a couple years back. I should have posted the video in there. Had I not been out there looking for the real plane, I would have actually posted the video. I had a P8 Poseidon doing circuits over the house, so I had to get out there and take some videos. Let's see what Fred Barron said. He said, I crash landed my Freewing F-35 on base to final and lost orientation, but flopped down in tall grass. Just replaced one main and the nose gear, and that was it. Yeah, you got lucky. Sometimes that happens. The plane that I had before this had issues like that. I have to post that video again too, where I had a little meltdown because all the kids were going crazy because I didn't realize that my gyro was loose, and the plane was doing weird things on final approach because the receiver was flopping around. Fly 327 RC, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Who else? Mr. Urban Legend. What is happening? Did you guys get on? Did your buddy Just Bashing get on tonight? I didn't see him anywhere. But either way, thanks for being here. Glad to see you. So yeah, this plane, like I don't know if everybody heard the story. It was having issues with getting the landing gear to come all the way down because I kind of did something weird and it stuck off to one side. So the landing gear was not going all the way up. I pulled up into a nose high attitude, and it's a big fan. It's an 80 millimeter fan, not the usual 70. So when I punched it, the whole thing spun, and then it went into a flat spin at about 300 feet off the ground. 0 time to recover, and I killed it. It was just basically a rookie mistake. So yeah, not good, no good. So anyway, not the proper way for the plane to go down. But anyway, see what else is going on with the chat here. Simulcast. Yeah, and I had to have some music in the background just that I could. It just doesn't sound like I'm just talking to myself, because it kind of gets to sound like that sometimes. But anyway, that's pretty much it for today. I'm gonna be getting back to doing more flying again. I've got a whole bunch of new planes. I have to get out there, and the weather's gotten better. Even with a little bit of rain we're having today, it's still going to be nice. It's not enough rain to do anything to the ground. There was no wind either, so it still was a flyable day if I wanted to. But that's pretty much it for the show today. Hoping to get back to doing a few more things where you guys can actually see what I'm doing. One thing I wanted to do is the Rare Bear. I want to check that out, make sure that the spinner and prop are balanced, and if they're not, I'll do that here on the stream so you guys can see what it is that I do to help get that stuff going. But I think that's pretty much it. Anybody else got anything else they wanted to add to this, or shall we just set up the end music and let the music play here in the background while we do some more chatting? But again, that's pretty much all I had planned to talk about. I do have a video I'm working on. I have the Grom BLX that I will be posting video of my runs with that. I have about 15 to 18 minute long video of me driving that for the first time. And there will be some more car content, as well as flying from the local parks that I've got here nearby. So that will happen too. Voice is getting funky. And so he wasn't like that. Okay, I wonder what happened. Usually he is. I'm surprised to see he wasn't on there. But either way, I want to support y'all if you do come on. But I always get on the fun zone because I do nothing but laugh and crack up the whole time when I'm on the fun zone. So check out Urban Legend, guys. He's got the fun zone going on several times a week, which is fun to get on there. But I'm pretty much done for here today. I'll have the Xfly F-35 for the next one, and I'll be pulling that out of the box and possibly assembling it because I don't think it's that much to it. But stay tuned. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Shorts are still going up. Short videos are being posted. I hate saying shorts. I always think it's people talk about their shorts. Anyway, short videos are still going up daily. So we want to check those out. Some of them are like blasts from the past because I'm doing stuff that I haven't done for a while, or taking videos from, cutting up videos from a long time ago. So take a look. That's it for tonight. I do appreciate everybody, and don't forget, be a good ambassador to the RC hobby. Don't make us look bad. Whatever you do, put a positive spin on it. So anyway, adios, y'all. See you the next time.